Start streaming. Let's see if that shit works. Excellent connection, it says. All I see is a black screen. There we go. Very poggy, is what they say. Where did you put the link, YouTube? Where did it go? YouTube. Stream settings. Stream URL there. Wait. Copy. Okay, what's the real URL? YouTube. Is it taking a piss? Share. There I am. Poggy. Right. So let me put that too. Public. Dunzo. Safe. There we go. We should be off to the races here. Let me throw that tweet out. Actually, I don't know why I didn't just put that in there earlier. Probably because I'm a dumbass. Let's see, where are those thingies? Oh, not mentions, notifications. There we go. Twitter, don't be a schleem. There we go. Hey Raj, what's up? What up? What up? What up? Let me just get this stream title up here. Live now. Tweet. Hey Trudon, how you doing? Let's tweet that out. There we go. Hey Thunder. Was there a female DAS on the far right? That is a very good question. That is very funny. I can't unsee that now. Fine watching the monk. Nice. German. Hello. Still chronically a thumbnail for the stream. Wait, why didn't it change it? YouTube. Edit. Oh, you piece of garbo. Hang on. Safe. I did change it earlier. I don't know why I didn't do it. I hope it did it now. Through the hell forest this time, didn't you? Oh yeah, this one was hell for sure. This was a really nightmarish movie. Morpheus dressed like 2019 Joker. I don't know. He's very goofy in this one. He's a very different character. Yeah, the thumbnail should be saved now. Chronicles, correct. No worries. It should be fine now. It should be changed. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait for people to get in here. And then we're gonna talk about the stuff. How's everybody doing? How's How's your year been so far? It's been half a month approximately. Hope it's been going alrighty. Hey Julius, how's it going? Swole, hey. Rags and Mauler barely finished this movie. Yeah, they did finish it, but they hated it as well. I almost watched it with them because Mauler asked me, but I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna watch some wrestling." And now I had to do it all by myself, and it was hell. It took me forever to get through this movie. I could probably spend another, I don't know, day, 2 days just going through this movie and trying to understand what the fuck is even happening. It's a special one. It is a special one, that's for sure. Man. Anyway, I survived. Yay. Good job. Good job. Get away this film like the plague. Yeah, don't watch it. Don't watch it. Just don't watch it. It's not worth it. You'll never get that time back. It was not a good time. I spent my whole Sunday just watching that movie and taking notes. Ian, hello. How you doing? Finish Hollow Knight on Friday. Good stuff. Nice. See, that is a much better time than watching the Matrix movie. This Long with Kingsman is trying to make 2018 blush in comparison for bad movies. Oh, that came out as well? I thought that's still not out. Kingsman. IKEA? Are you okay with PC? I wrote Kingsman, not IKEA. Which one is the newest one? I guess it's Kingsman 3 should be the one. The Beginning. I saw a trailer and was like, Rasputin. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I have no desire to watch that. At least not on my own. I'm so sorry, don't watch it. It's one of those films, the only good thing you can say is at least the actors and the crew got work from what I've heard. Yeah. Golden Circle was the second. I think I haven't even seen the second one. I've seen the first one. I really like that one. Jokes on your feet and watching another current day sequel to a famous franchise Moodle. I've watched like 2 or 3 good movies in a row now for Moodle's Forge, so I figured I'd watch a pretty current and bad one. Yeah, that was a mistake. Would have known what a nightmare movie this is. This is live? No. Yeah, we are live. Hello. Moodle's Forge, yeah. I said it myself. Perfectly balanced, yeah. And now I have to figure out what I want to watch next. Because I have to do a second one this week. Because I wanted to do this one yesterday. But when I realized how much time I still need to get through this movie, I thought I would push it back a day. And I needed it. I still worked like another hour on this just to kind of streamline my notes, but it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough to go through this one because it's weird. It's weird. It makes no sense. Also finished Vanquish in 5 hours on the weekend. Was also nice. And it was not Matrix Resurrections. Very good choice. Very good choice. Yeah, I think besides EFAP, I didn't really do much. I got my booster shot on Friday, so I was kind of knocked out overnight. I think I slept for like 13 hours or something. And then I basically just did some work in the flat, some chores. And then we did EFAP, and then Sunday I watched Matrix, and now we're here. I'm back in work. That's a thing as well, so I don't have unlimited time to do everything I want for the online stuff, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll keep moving along. I'll keep doing Metal's Forge. I want to do this every week. That's the idea. I hope I can follow through because I really like doing them. But yeah, seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? No, that does ring a bell though. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 2004. What is this? Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I think I remember that movie cover though, but no, I haven't seen that. Did this movie kill you? How are you alive? Barely. Barely. Sounds great. We come back to Isaac one day. I miss those shrooms. I don't know. I have no desire to go back now at the moment. But Isaac is a game I probably just pick up at some point and just play for another month. Because it's just, if you get going, it's just very addicting to play. It's just very addicting to play. But yeah, let's just get to it. I mean, now, as you may have seen from the title, this is not only about Matrix Resurrections. I want to quickly talk about this whole weird current Twitch meta stuff that's been going on, because it's really annoying me, and I want to just throw my 2 cents out there, because it's kind of mind-boggling how this has happened. If you don't know what I'm talking about, so basically a lot of the big Twitch streamers out there, for some reason they started just watching anime or MasterChef on stream. And I don't mean like they have it on their second screen and have the chat on their main stream monitor and on stream. They're straight up streaming stuff from streaming services and full anime episodes while just having, like I here with the little webcam, and just watch the episodes all the way through with barely any commenting on it. And they get like huge numbers with that. I think the last thing I've seen was like 80k viewers, and they just straight up watching anime or MasterChef or whatever. And it's really infuriating because I don't know when we got there. I don't know how this happened. Because it all started basically with the whole reaction content, where you just put something from YouTube on your stream and react to it, but it somehow it just all came down to, I'm just gonna put this show on. I'm going to put my webcam on the one side, put the chat on the other side, and I'm just going to watch it. And I barely do anything to transform the content. And it's really dumb and infuriating, because let's be real. The big streamers will not suffer a great deal from this unless the big companies that stream these things unless the big companies who stream those shows or those animes, if they don't go ahead and like straight up sue them, nothing's gonna happen to them. Because you can't tell me Twitch isn't seeing this. Like, this is like top streamers with like 80k viewers all the way on top of the Twitch chain or streaming chain, and nothing is like, I mean, I guess Hassan and Pokemon got like banned for 2 days. It's like probably not gonna hurt them too much if we're being real. But if shit goes down at some point, and it has to, because they just straight up streaming the episodes, in the long run, it's just gonna hurt small streamers again. That's just how it's going to be, and it's really annoying. Have you heard that one of those big streamers said he doesn't care if it's copyright, he wants to watch it on stream? Well, that's just, it's so reckless. It's so reckless, and shows you how little of a shit they give about the future of the platform. Because they're here right now, they have their viewers, they have their huge incomes, and yeah, they get banned for, let's say, a week, and then they come back to big fanfare, get all the subs back that they lost in that amount of time, and yeah, I don't think there's any downside for them, unless the companies themselves go out of their way but then there's gonna be something of an apocalypse on Twitch, I feel. And it's really concerning because I don't know how this happened. It's because every time someone sends me a clip while I'm streaming and it's a funny one, and people in chat are like, "Oh, go ahead and show it," and I was like, I don't know if I can. I don't even know if I can play the audio without getting in trouble. They just straight up put on full episodes and seasons of everything. And yeah, it's really infuriating because it's so reckless to anyone else on the platform. And there's nothing we can do about it, pretty much, unless Twitch knocks down hard on them or the companies themselves go out of their way and sue them for realties. I don't think anything is going to change. How people are entertained by watching people just silently eating food while watching anime. I don't know, sometimes they just sit there and watch the show. And the shows themselves are pretty popular, so there's probably a lot of people in there who just go the way to watch the show. They don't even care about the streamer. And why would they? They're just in the corner saying, "Ah, yes. Oh." It's like that kind of transformational content, because there's still people out there who say, "No, it's transformational content." It's like, not really. Not really. That's not how this works. It's not how this works. And funnily enough, while this all is happening, I feel almost silently in the background, JCS, Criminal Psychology, had to shut their doors on YouTube pretty much because they just had no way to advertise their stuff or get any AdSense on their stuff. They couldn't monetize their content, apparently since 2018. And it's very sad because it's very good content and it was very entertaining. But yeah, they did a community post. Let me get this up here real quick. There you go. Apparently, that's from a few days ago. That's a wrap, folks. The flag videos violate the violence and sensitive events guidelines. The same old tune we've been hearing since 2018. It's their gig, so fair enough. We cannot thank you enough for the love we have shown this channel, and we will of course keep you updated on our next move. Love goes out to you all. I was very surprised by this. I didn't know they had any problems, and when I saw this, I was shocked that this basically flew under the radar of pretty much everyone. I mean, I haven't anyone seen talking about it, like, at all. And I think that's pretty unfair, because I remember a lot of big YouTubers, streamers, whatever they are, use their content on their streams, on their channels, and react to it and make money off of it, I guess. And no one is really talking about it. I would have expected there's going to be a big backlash towards YouTube, and they figure it out. But apparently there was no way. That happened a few days ago, and they're basically looking for other ways to do their content now. It's one of those problems on YouTube, because they do like the little darker content, I guess. What kind of channels JCS? Heard the first time of them on Twitter regarding this topic. So they basically they take footage that is, I think this is how it works. So footage of investigations, or not investigations. What's the word? Damn it! I'm missing the word right now. When they talk to. When they interrogations, yes, thank you. I was just completely blanked. Sorry. Footage of interrogations in the police stations, and basically analyze the behavior of the suspect or the possible suspect, and then give some background what happened and talk about the trial and all that stuff. And it can be disturbing sometimes, for sure. It's a little bit darker content and a bit sensitive. So yeah, it's super interesting content. I really liked watching it. I think I only found them like last year or something, and basically just binge watched all their videos in one go. And apparently they had to take down their videos one by one, or had them taken down one by one in the last couple of weeks, which is a shame. But yeah, I'm very surprised no one is really talking about this because it's a really big channel. They have almost 5 million subscribers. So yeah, I hope they find another place where they can put their content out because I want to see more. It was super interesting, and hope they have much success in their future because they did a really good job. And I just wanted to bring that to attention to people, especially with the current weird Twitch meta that's going on and them reacting to everything around the world. And I just specifically remember people reacting to this content a lot on their streams and probably making a bunch of money off of it. But no one is now talking about it, and I find that to be pretty darn unfair. I find that to be pretty unfair that no one is talking about it. So yeah, concerned for the future with the current Twitch meta. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna have to, it has to crumble at some point because I don't think that's sustainable for anyone. And we'll see how that goes. But yeah, sounds super interesting. Could be great source material for script writing and such. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's from real events and everything. It's super interesting. There's probably still some of the videos up. Not all of them have been taken down, but yeah, pretty sad to see them go. I was almost certain they'll be figuring it out with a lot of people, especially because they're not very small themselves. But yeah, I guess that's RIP for them. Hope they find something to do with their content because it's pretty good. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. I want to talk about this because I've been streaming on Twitch for a long time, and I just find it pretty unfair that they just take these liberties without any consideration for what's coming after them. Which is quite sad to see. But I guess that's just how it goes, huh? That's just how the cookie crumbles, if you will. But yeah, now we have that out of the way. Man. Finally, would you jump ship Metal? Oh, you mean to just streaming on YouTube? Honestly, that depends on the future and the growth on the channels, to be honest. I really like streaming on Twitch. Feels like my streaming home almost. But I mean, if I want to do this full time at some point and I see it's just more retainable on YouTube, I'll probably just do the switch like Mauler did back in the day. I think it's just a smart thing to do at some point. And I still really do like Twitch as a streaming platform because the service is pretty nice. But yeah. One big plus on YouTube is you always have quality options. It's a random thing when you're not partnered on Twitch, which is kind of annoying. Hey, Space Michael, how you doing? But yeah, that's about it. I guess it's time to jump into this. Hey, go, what's up, man? YouTube doesn't let me cuss. Yeah, sorry. You made us looking very jolly today, Moodle. Yeah, it's freshly washed. It feels pretty fluffy as well. It's nice. It's nice. Right. I do like my quality options. Yeah, it's pretty darn handy. It's pretty handy. Oh, well. I guess There's no way around it. I said I would do it, and I did do it. I struggled myself through the Matrix Resurrections, and oh boy, what a struggle it was. Hey, Fredo. Tis some brain time. I'm just trying to think what I should start with. I'm trying to figure out how to summarize this movie, because it's just utterly pointless. Because all we do in this movie is we get Neo out of the out of the new version of the Matrix. Then Neo is out. Neo's like, oh yeah, but Trinity is still alive. We need to get her as well. And then they get Trinity out. And that's the end of the movie. That's 2.5 hours of your life gone. Yeah, no worries, James. Because the biggest problem with this movie is, so normally, you know, when the movie starts, we get like a little introduction to our characters, and we see what they do, and blah, blah, blah. And then we get a threat that we need to destroy, or to stop, or whatever it gotta be. In this one, the whole movie just goes around. This movie just happens because we need to save Neo. But the thing is, we don't have to save Neo. The only reason we get Neo is because our new character somehow thinks, or there's like multiple people in this universe think that Neo is still alive. But they never had any evidence. And this character finds the evidence, and we get Neo. And your immediate thought is like, oh, I guess there's danger, so we do need Neo back. Like, hardcore. Like, it's probably pretty dangerous to get him out of the machine's lair, right? But no, the whole movie is just saving Neo, saving Trinity, and that's it. But I guess we get to that, because there's no threat or reason to get Neo out except, oh, Neo is still alive, and we need to get him out because we like Neo and Trinity. I think that's as best as I could summarize it, because when it all goes around, there's not a lot of substance to this movie. It's it's laughable. It sounds eventful. Action good in any regard. Oh, action is awful. Action is awful. Saving Private Neo. Action is worse than the plot. Oh boy. Oh boy. Right. So the movie starts with actually starts with the beginning of the first movie, pretty much, where all those SWAT team members go and need to stop Trinity, and the agents come and, oh, I said we do it, and the cop is like, no, we got it, just one girl, blah blah blah. If you've seen the OG trilogy, you know what's up, pretty much. Only difference is we suddenly see our first character called Bugs, which is her. OBS? OBS? Which is her. There we go. This is her. This is Bugs. She's one of, not really main character, she's one of the driving characters of the movie, at least in the beginning here. Because she's watching what's happening in this scene, and we soon figure out that she is in a model, or in a simulation of what happened. Hi, Bugs. Yeah, so this is not like the actual events happening. This is a simulation of the events that happened in the first movie. and we see why this is happening in a little bit. We'll get there. And alright, she's like one of those. She just goes into the list of new characters that are quirky and I hate her. She's a nothing burger. It's just a big old nothing burger. But yeah, we see that fight scene with Trinity and Operator talking to Bugs. We also see that the Operator is in the simulation with her, which is like a new thing they can do now, but I don't think they ever address. So if you have a look-see here, you see the guy with the... There we go. The guy in the headset. This is the Operator, and they just appear once in a while when they talk to them. And apparently they can just be in the simulation / the Matrix with them as a hologram, because they do look at them. And I have no idea how it works. You just have to accept that's now a thing they can do. Nice Steel series, bro. Yeah. Yeah, this is just one of their new technology things that they have, I guess. They do say they have a bunch of new technology and whatnot. And yeah, they're just looking at the events transpiring, and then all of a sudden Trinity gets stopped and almost caught, and is like, that's not how it's supposed to happen. And then she gets caught by one of the agents, Bugs that is, and she kind of fights them or pushes them around. She's like, oh hey, what's up everyone, I'm just gonna be on my way. It's like, quirky, funny, haha. Didn't really care. She just runs away. Does her parkour stuff as you know it. Breaks some bricks on the way. Like if you have a look at this, just immediately go this way, which just breaks shit. It's like really weird. There was no reason for that. I think that a lot of times they just do stuff in this movie that sounds and looks like the old Matrix. It's like, oh, remember when all these bricks go broken? When all these bricks break and it makes that sound you like. It's like, yeah, that's what we do here a lot. Nice pants. Yeah. Yeah, she jumps all the way down. And then she gets surrounded by police and agents. Jumps over a car, quote unquote disappears, and walks into a key shop, I guess. And this is where she gets caught by an agent. This guy. Or is he an agent? No, this is actually Morpheus in this simulation. And she asks, wait, how did you find me? And he's like, oh, I've been in this loop caught forever, and I realized who I really was at some point. And I've never seen anyone walk into this building before, so I followed you. And he's like, oh, okay, you're Morpheus, that's crazy. And he's like, yeah, let's go through this door, because they have door hacking technology now. You remember how the Keymaster in the trilogy used the keys to get into different rooms and stuff? They just have that as hacking technology now. That's just a thing they have now. Just get over it, I guess. Those characters look like they're supposed to be in the Book of Boba Fett. You could put them in there. Just put them on their little bikes and you're good to go. That's for sure. B-Team Morpheus, yeah. But yeah, they hack the door. Let me see if I can... Good picture of it, I guess. Does Morpheus have a bunch of pigeons? Unfortunately not. We don't get Lawrence Fishburne in this one at all. Oh yeah, she doesn't get caught by him. I should probably clarify. She's not getting caught. He saves her, so he can go through these doors as well, which I just don't really understand, because he uses these keymaker doors, which I guess are, which I can use as the agents. And yeah, it's like, oh, who are you? It's like, blah, 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 I'm Morpheus, blah, blah. It's not really important to go through details. He's basically just been stuck in this loop forever, trying to figure out what's going on. He needs to find Neo. That's what he figured out, and then he figured out he's Morpheus. It's a lot of figuring out in this scene. But as convenient as that is, that she runs into Morpheus, Morpheus not only saves her, she also gets dragged into this room. Remember this? Yeah, this is Neo's room from the original trilogy. What a coincidence, huh? That's crazy. And that's basically enough evidence for them to conclude, oh, Neo is still alive. I'm not really sure how that checks out, just because they found a simulation that has his room. I'm not really sure, but I guess we just have to go with it. Also, she is Neo was the reason that she was awakened to from out of the Matrix, because she saw him on the roof once, which we later know is the first time he tried to kill himself in the new Matrix in his new body. We'll get to that. It will all not make sense in the end, but I'll tell you anyways. Yeah. And then, yeah, new Morpheus, like, blah, 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 been stuck here forever, blah, 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 need to find Neo. And she's like, oh, we need to get you out of here. And she just whips out the 2 pills. It's like, oh, take the red one if you want to go with me, the blue one if you don't want to do it. Like, if he didn't already make his choice. I guess they just have them with them. I don't really know what's going on. I thought this was like a ceremony kind of deal. I didn't think they just have them with them all the time. But that's just my thing. Yeah, it's a good description of my experience hearing this. It's getting worse. It gets worse. So he takes the red pill and he gets like kind of woozy. It's like, ooh. And he's like super goofy in this one. Like almost a comedy character, and it's really weird. Yeah, they go back to the place. They get chased by agents and police. They go into a building which for some reason is upside down, and they fall to the roof. I don't know if that's because it's a simulation and not the full Matrix program. I don't really know, it just happens. It's not mentioned. I thought I mentioned it because I found it super weird that happens. And then she just some wall running, then they jump out of the window and fall down, and then they're out of the Matrix somehow, I guess. Most anyways, he's dressed like a Joker in this cover screen. Yeah, he's like a different character. He's so fucking weird, dude. Anyway, this concludes our introduction scene. If you wonder how they got out of the Matrix by jumping out of the window, I have theories how they get in and out of the Matrix in this one, but it's very unclear. Because I thought I figured it out at some point, and then they just threw that under the bus by just getting out without having that thing. And we'll get to that. We'll have a lot to cover, alright? Just calm down. We'll get there. I mean, anyway, we cut to Neo, or fake Neo, or whatever you want to call him. It's Neo in the new Matrix. He's here on multiple PCs and screens and whatever. Because turns out he is... I will not calm down. Fine. Stop yelling though. Right. So... yeah, we cut to him there, as I just showed. He's like looking at his programming stuff more modern than in the first one, like a real gamer, yeah. Because in this universe, the Matrix, I always want to say this universe, but in this version of the Matrix, the things that happened in the first 3 Matrix movies are a game in this version of the Matrix. So this version of the Matrix is simulating the Matrix as a game in the Matrix. Makes sense? Confused yet? Because that is what we do. Yeah, he made the Matrix as this character in this version of the Matrix as a game in 1999 and got awards and was super groundbreaking and crazy. What we also see is here he gets a little alert on his PC that says, "Oh, what? Parameter breach." I was like, "What? What was happening?" Telling us that he was whoops, I didn't mean to do. So he was we have this parameter breach. So he has been running the simulation that Bugs and Morpheus were on. So Bugs found this simulation during her scans, research, whatever it is, that he was running on this version on the Matrix. That's already a big problem. Because he is... How do I get this in order in my mind? Because it's bad. He's running old code of the Matrix, which apparently is part of his old code of this game that he made in 1999 in this version of the Matrix. So he's running the old code, which has Morpheus in it for some reason. I still don't really know how Morpheus got in here, by the way. Because from what we know, Morpheus in the real world is dead. Because we don't get Lawrence Fishburne in this. We don't even get a real Morpheus in this. Because the Morpheus we get out of this program is going to be in some exoskeleton kind of dealio, which we'll see later on, which is new technology they use. So somehow Morpheus was hidden in this loop he was running for testing and experiments on his game in this current version. So that should already be super concerning to the current people or machines that are running this version of the Matrix. Because, he's running old code and there's a breach in it? Like, oh shit, we need to shut this shit down immediately. Especially because they're mostly pretty close to the machines when they're going into the Matrix, from what I can tell in this movie. So yeah, this is happening. And yeah, he gets interrupted by one of his co-workers. It's like, blah blah blah. Let's go to the coffee shop and have a coffee, obviously. And this is where you first see Trinity. Oh no, she's here. And apparently he's been crushing on her in this simulation for a super long time. It's later implied that he's been crushing in the simulation her for 20 years or so, and he put her in his video game. We get there later, but it's super weird. So she says here they see each other all the time, but don't know who they are. Like, Trinity doesn't know who Neo is in this one, and vice versa. They also have different names. For some reason, I completely forgot Neo's name in this one. I know that Trinity is called Tiffany in this one. And I completely forgot what Neo's character is called. But you know what? It doesn't matter. because we'll just call him Neo because he looks like Neo. He is Neo. So, fuck it. So yeah, they talk, and his co-worker who's there with him is like, "Oh, you like her? You have a crush?" It's like, "Oh, let me go talk to her for her, like a wingman kind of deal." And then they talk, blah blah blah, and then she has husband and family. Like she has a complete family in this, like 2 children, man. I just want to add, which had me in fucking tears when I heard it. Her husband is called Chad. He's just straight up called Chad, and he looks kind of like a Chad. It's in the way he behaves. But yeah, I don't know, it caught me off guard and made me laugh for a straight minute or so. I'm so invested right now. You have no idea. I really don't have an idea. Anyway, that we get this scene, and he goes back to work, and it's like, the boss wants to talk to you, and the boss talks to him, and they have like a little talks, blah blah is what they do. It's nothing really super interesting. We get a lot of flashbacks to stuff that happens to Agent Smith. The most important parts in this conversation is they need to make a 4th Matrix game, and Neo's character in this version of the Matrix doesn't want to do this. This is also where we get to know that this version of Neo has episodes. Like, he has in therapy and has like hallucinations and shit. And we get flashbacks to the old movies all the time, like while the boss man is talking. Let me show you him because we'll see him again. He's talking. It's flashbacks to Agent Smith and whatever. And yeah, if you ever watch this movie, get used to random flashbacks, because the people who made this movie have no confidence in you remembering the Matrix, apparently. Because they constantly show you stuff from the old movies. It's really annoying. It's infuriating how it happens. And it talks like, "Oh, how's your therapy going?" It's like, "Oh, it's going good. We need to do a 4th movie/game." Like, they straight up say in this one, they call them Warner Brothers in this movie. Like, yeah, Warner Brothers said they're gonna do it with or without us, which apparently is what happened in real life. Warner Bros. Said they're gonna do a 4th Matrix if they're on board or not, and they straight up put that in the movie. I guess this is the weird meta stuff everyone is talking about, which happens now and later on in the movie. Shortly here. It's not that far away. Cringe. Yeah, there's some cringe coming, which I'm not even gonna go into specifics about. But yeah, he's talking when he reminds him of Agent Smith, and we get like this whole scene with the mouth and stuff. And I think we immediately cut to his therapy, which is Neil Patrick Harris. It's like, "Oh yeah, a little episode," and he's like, "Oh, we've come a long way, blah blah. This was just a protection mechanism of your body because they made you do what you never want to do, which is do another iteration of your game." And it's all good. You're all Gucci. It's all cool. Don't you worry about it. You've come a long way. And then, "Oh, do you need a new prescription?" And he's like, "Yeah, I do need to." "Oh boy, and have a guess how these prescription pills look like. Have a guess. Have a guess. I'll give you half a guess. That's probably enough. If you thought it's blue, Ding, ding, ding. He's taking blue pills for the prescription. Ooh. So yeah, if you didn't see that coming a mile away, green and gray. Is it green? Green. He's not taking Fringy's goo, okay? Can't have that. But yeah, he's taking blue pills. Like, yeah, of course he does. So yeah, he takes the pills, and yeah. This is also where we see that he is actually not in his own body. Give me a second. I have the screen grab right there. Boom. So as you can see here, who's that weirdo in the mirror? That's not Neo. That's Randy McRandom that makes the games. And they later explain that they changed his appearance in the Matrix, and Trinity also looks different, but he always thinks he's been looking like himself somehow because machines coding, they're really good at it. That's my grandpa. But yeah, we basically get like a probably like 7-minute long montage almost of his day to day, where he goes to the office meetings, and they talk about what made the people going with the Matrix. Like, they made it fuck with their heads, and they basically mention like every theory and conspiracy out there about the Matrix that people have been talking about. That includes alternate reality. If you remember, there was like an article a couple of years ago already, I think, where it's like it's all about trans rights and whatnot. And then there's more flash. There's more flashbacks. There's more references, like he's eating steak, like Cypher did in the first couple of movies. And it's like, talk to your hand. And I guess this is this weird meta stuff people somehow started talking about. But yeah, it's just a bunch of references and fourth wall breaking and whatever. But yeah, I'm a fan of steak too. That's true. Steak is pretty neat. But yeah, it's just kind of weird. And Neo just starts losing his shit, basically. And he basically stops using his prescription medicine. You see him throw the pills into the sink, and he's not using them anymore. And then he gets to talk to Tiffany/Trinity, and they have a talk about the game, and she's like, I played your game, and I thought this Trinity character, she kind of looks like me. And when I told my husband, he just laughed at me, and it really annoyed me, and I wanted to kick him. Like, okay. So yeah, already we just putting down some seeds for the movie that she already knows something is going on and something is weird. And it's like, you have your game and I have my motorcycle bike things. Because I build motorcycles, because remember, she drove a motorcycle in the movies. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically that whole scene. He goes back to his office, and some anger issues. He goes back to the office, and this is where an alarm gets pushed, and he gets a text message from Morpheus. Oh my god. Well, he doesn't know that yet, but we know, so I'm telling you right now. And it's like, if you want answers, go to the door at the end of the hall. I think that's a 1-to-1 text message from the first one. I'm not sure. I just saw it again, and I didn't double check it because I forgot about it. Yeah. Groundbreaking game you made. Yeah. Right, yeah, so this happens. he goes into the basically goes to the toilet stalls, and Morpheus is there, looking like a fucking goof. I think he just says "at last," like in the first one, and he basically says, "Ah, I couldn't help myself for this throwback. It's a bit goofy, I know." And it's like, is this weird fourth wall breaking bullshit. So they have a conversation in the booth. I mean, just look at him. Look how goofy he looks. I mean, this is one of the not so bad ones. But yeah, it's a weird one. Let's talk about, oh yeah, you want to come back out? This is all real. And he was like, oh, this can't be real, because he's pretty much still under the assumption this is all just an episode he has, because he's like, oh, I'm just going crazy. He's like, you can't be real. You're just from a game. It's like, it is real. And he wants to leave. Morpheus like, no, you stay here. And then Buck's like, what's taking so long? Did you get him out? It's like, yeah, but he hasn't taken the pills yet, because Morpheus just shows him the pill again. It's like, you take the red one. He's like, no, you're just insane. And then right. This is, you see this? He's just grabbing into the mirror. So this is another clue for me. It's like, oh, this is how he got in here, and this is how they're gonna get out, through the mirror. Because that's what they do later as well. But they're not really super clear about it. But I think they get in and out the Matrix through mirrors now. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And it's like, it's still open. It's like, no, you're touching the mirrors. It's insane. It's not real. And then he wants to leave, and 2 SWAT people come in, starting shooting him. Morpheus is running on the bathroom stalls, shooting them. Neo escapes, hiding behind the computers. There's more SWATs coming. Morpheus is shooting them all down. And then we see Boss Man. It's like, oh, is that a deagle on the floor? He's like, huh, this looks familiar. And yeah, we get this look from him as well. It's like, oh, he's Agent Smith. Why is he still here? Don't ask me. I don't know. He's just here. We'll never get to know. He somewhere was hidden in there as well. But he picked up the deagle from the floor. And let's see. I think I'm safe if I'll show this real quick here. With a little bit of sound. Let me just make sure I'll get to the right part. So he's looking. Right, so there we go. Just listen to this.
Mr. Anderson! It can't be.
Yeah, that happens. It's super cringe. It's super cringe. 10 out of 10. Oh yeah, he does that and starts shooting him. Immediately misses the first shot as well. But yeah, it's so bad. It is really bad. It is really bad. It's Mary tries to shoot him. We see the cat running over here like a deja vu. Deja vu. Oh my god. And he's basically just sitting on the floor, touching his fingers like, this is just an episode, it's not real. Feel the real feels. And he's about to get shot point blank. And he gets, I guess, teleported to the therapist. Because later I figure out the therapist is the analyst. And he is like the main super program of this whole thing. And it's like, oh, this was just an episode. It wasn't real. Blah, blah, blah. And this is where we also see his cat, the analyst's cat, who is, and now hold tight, hold on. It's called Deja Vu. Oh my god. Oh my god. In case you can't tell from this one, it says it here again. So yeah, Neil Patrick Forehead. So, oh, you're also a suicide survivor because you tried to jump away because apparently you had a thing of clarity at some point already and tried to fly like he did in the first ones. And they've been telling him that was like a suicide attempt and he survived. But we later figure out, yeah, no, you did that before, but you never hit the ground. Like you did fly. Apparently right after he won the award for his game or something. Let me just see if I missed anything here. Mr. Anderson, yeah. This is also where we get the funny thing. All of our cast is here from the old ones as characters, but we only have half the cast because we have Neo and Trinity, but we don't have Mr. Anderson and Lawrence Fishburne, which were like the main characters, pretty much, or the main protagonists and antagonists, which is kind of funny. Have we met before, missus? So yeah, they basically just talk about, it's like, no, this is not real. What do you think we're gonna find if we go to your office? And you're like, oh, nothing happened, blah, blah, blah. Because it's all in my head. And this is where he's like, oh, you put like so many things of yourself into the game that you can't really tell what's real and what isn't anymore. So this is why you put this lady from the coffee shop into your game as a trinity of romance or whatever. So they're implying he has been crushing on her for like 15, 20 years. What a fucking loser. But yeah, the next shot we see him on the roof getting pissed up on a bottle of vodka. And he's like thinking about the game. He's like, oh, free your mind, blah, blah, blah. You know, the whole thing they did in the movie when he was doing the roof jump for the first time. It's like, oh, free your mind, shit. And they just like even the hand gestures like this, like he did in the first one. And he's about to jump, and then Bugs holds him. It's like, oh, don't do that. And this is where he tells him, yeah, you tried that before, and you never hit the ground, but they just put you back where you belonged, so you don't get to escape. And she basically tells him, oh yeah, just you're the reason why I'm here. I saw you before on your first attempt on this, and this is how I got released. It's like, if we don't go now, our door hack gets lost. So this is where they actually call it a door hack. They just hack doors to get to different places. This is just how they work now. They have really useful technology, like super useful. And yeah, if you were wondering, by the way, oh, do they mean Bugs like in Bugs Bunny? That's exactly what they mean. She says that in the movie straight up. Door hack? Oh yeah, you'll see. I'll show you in a minute. It's like, I know you would be ready for this, and of course, she has a fucking bunny tattoo. Follow the rabbit. Remember the old movies? So embarrassing, dude. But yeah, they go through the door and hang on, I'll show you here in a sec. They open the door. Bloop. Not gonna show too much, you know, copyright and stuff. Don't wanna get schleamed on. They go through the door and they end up on a train in Tokyo. That is fucking useful. It's like, oh yeah, it's easy, not as easy to track in a moving target. And this is where she also tells him, oh yeah, we don't need to run to phone booths anymore either. It's like, you don't? Damn, that's useful. That is really useful. And they just go through the train, and they end up in a theater where they have the mirror and everything. Let's look at this. They're like, in universe, in this version of the Matrix, they're projecting stuff from his game onto this curtain, I guess. I mean, it looks like a curtain. I think it's the screen. I can't really tell that well. I think it's just a broken screen. Because it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. And there's the mirror, and Morpheus just sitting there, and they explain it was like, oh yeah, we just did this here with the screen, so we can get you at ease. You know, you can chill out, see something familiar. And so here's the blue pill, and he takes the red pill. And this is where he realizes himself. This is how you've been looking this whole time, you fool. He's like, oh man, that's crazy. It's like, yeah, they just did the weird programming thing, and this is just how it works now. Anyway, he eats the red pill, he touches the mirror. We see the analysts trying to pull him through the mirror, just pretending like, oh, you're just having a major psychotic breakdown. Just here, feel this, feel my hand. This is real. This is just a game. Just trying to get him through, and then they get attacked by SWAT members, and they shoot their way through the thing. But they just hack the door back into the Tokyo thing. And this is where we find another thing out. They can use a thing called swarm mode. This is when civilians get goopy eyes, like this, and they start attacking whatever target they are programmed to attack. So basically everyone is a threat, potentially. Hey, Neuron, what's up? And yeah, they start shooting civvies, shooting people like crazy. I didn't even think about yet how that's gonna affect the real world, because I think if they kill people in here and they're like real in the outside world, they just flush them down. So they pretty much just kill real people like this, which I think is kind of concerning. But yeah, who am I to blame, huh? DDoS attack. Yeah, it's pretty much it. It's called swarm. They call them swarm and bots. But yeah, I wish I could show you guys the action scene without any repercussions, because they're so weird and messy. It's really hard to tell what's happening most of the time. But unfortunately, because of obviously copyright reasons, that's not as easily possible. But yeah, the operator's like, I'm gonna get you out of this. Get you out of this through the mirror. This one, this small one. And she rightfully says, we're never gonna fit. He's like, you have to fit. Just think perspective. The closer you get, the bigger it gets. The closer you are, the bigger it gets. So, okay. And so obviously just go through this one. And then they're out. Yeah. So Neo, they're all out of the Matrix. They're on their ship. Neo, once again in one of these things, just getting out. You know the dealio. And they just get him out. They have like these Synthians now, the humans. I'll talk more about them a little bit later on. But yeah, they basically just grab him out of there and fly him out. So just look at this. So these guys are friendly, even though they don't look like this, obviously. Get him out. They see the other pod, which is Trinity. And then they fly here. Fly through there. Fly through all of this. All undetected, by the way. Just mentioning that. They just fly out of there. No problemo. Fly out of here. There's their ship. Opens up. And bam! They're there. Easy peasy. No problemo. So this is another instance of like their security is fucking shit. They've hidden them for 60 years. And they just fly in, out, no problemo. And when later on they say, oh, we can't just get Trinity because we used our only chance to get you out. I don't believe you. Especially because you're just safer anyways with a much more insane plan. Yeah, it's great. It's really, really great. I'm also a liar. So yeah, he wakes up a little bit and they're like, oh, he's unstable. He's been force-fed by the machines for 60 years. We have to cold boot him. So while he's destabilized and probably weak, they just fucking put him into the construct. Which, if you don't remember, I didn't remember the name, but yeah, this is basically this white space where Morpheus is here. Just look at his goofy ass face. He's like, hey, Neo, what's up? Hey. Only chance. What the heck? Just get back in there, you nerds. Exactly. So yeah, they start talking. It's like, oh yeah, you've been hooked up. You're currently hooked up. You're in bad shape. The docs say you don't really have a good chance to be living anytime soon anymore. So yeah, how about we get you like a little bar? I made myself a little bar. There you go. I was like, oh, what are we gonna do then? And Space like, oh, I know you're good enough, and they fight. They fight because that's how bodies work. I mean, I'm not the one. Maybe the ones work like this, where you just fight, and then your humanly body stabilizes because you get your powers kind of back. So yeah, they have a little fight, which is kind of a flashback to the first Morpheus fight. It's shit, don't worry about it. And obviously it works. Neo blows up the arena. There you go. He just blows it up. So now he has his power back. No problemo. There you go. But he don't really has all his power back because the whole movie is like, I can't really do all things anymore. Whatever. I don't know it myself. But yeah, he wakes up. Bugs, who is the captain of the ship, by the way. I think I haven't talked about this yet. I was like, yeah, you're here now. We're gonna do the stuff. And now we're gonna go. We're gonna go back to Zion. No, not Zion. To Io, because Zion doesn't really exist anymore. Let's see. Yeah, this is where Bugs basically tells Neo there was a new version of the Matrix that has been uploaded, and there was also a purge of some people. So this is why the Oracle doesn't exist anymore. She's been purged forever, which so far has been forever. She doesn't show up in this movie at all, except maybe in a flashback at some point. I don't even remember. Yeah, this is the part where we just get to learn about the crew. It's like, he blah, I'm this one, I'm the operator, I'm cool as fuck. I'm this guy, I don't care. Also, I am this person, I am the granddaughter of Roland, because we need another connection to the old movies. it doesn't even matter that she is the granddaughter of Roland. He was like, oh, you're the granddaughter of Roland. I was like, yeah. He said he was an asshole, but inside he truly believed you. It's like, yeah, of course he did. We can't just have a fucktard character anymore. Just have to they all just trust you. We all the good people. I was like, yeah, I'm this character. He's our neologist. So apparently there's some people that are so obsessed with Neo that in the last 60 years they invented neologisms, and they talk about everything Neo and his prophecy, and so I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just stupid. Anyway, so I have a lot of questions as Neo. It's like I want to start with these guys, and I'm talking about these lads that saved them. We have this little guy over here. I think this is Illuminate, Bay, and whatever this guy name is. I don't forgot. So this is apparently some kind of species, easy for me to say. So because Neo talked to the guys, or to the machines in the third movie, these guys like humans now, and so they kind of work together. But yeah, they have like human thingies that trust them now, and they work together. That's the thing now. We get some more on this later, and this is where I call immense BS on whatever happened in between in those 60 years, because no. It's just so stupid, because they sort of, these are from the, what they call it, the Synthians machine race. So they're now saying there's multiple races or whatever in between these machines, which were always considered to be a hive mind. So yeah, I don't buy it. But I'll go on about that a little bit later, because there's going to be a little bit more information, which is kind of interesting and makes no sense. So yeah, they saved you, and this is where we see, Morpheus is actually doesn't get to be a human anymore, because Morpheus is pretty much dead-a-roonies in the real world. So now we get this as Morpheus. Yeah. They call this technology exomorphic particle codex, which gives programs access to the real world within limit. So keep this within limit in mind, because in a little later on in the movie, their limit is limitless almost. So yeah, they just get the programs and make them humanly bodies with like nanotech kind of stuff. That's so cool though. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I will say that. It's a cool technology to have, but man, wouldn't it be nice if we would have Lawrence Fishburne? That would be nice. It's also weird that they wouldn't give him Lawrence Fishburne's look, because he has the look of the agent in the program. So yeah, I don't. That's just what we do. That's just what we do. Anyway, we go to the pilot, and it's like, this is a pilot. He's the bestest pilot of the whole fleet. It's like, yes, of course he's the best pilot, because we can't just have a good pilot. And it doesn't even matter that he's the best pilot, because we don't have a pilot-heavy scene in this movie. We don't have any pilot chases, ship chases, so it doesn't even matter. They just put that in there. He's the best pilot because we need to have the best pilot. Always need the best. Anyway. So yeah, it looks like they're crashing into the wall, and Neo's like, we're about to crash into the wall, but no, it's just a hologram of a stone surface which they fly through, and they say, we will never beat the machines, so we get better at hiding from them. Okay. And they have like Bio Sky now. They legit call it Bio Sky. They say it helps it more, makes it more habitable or something. Some techno mumbo jumbo. So yeah, this is Io. This is their new city. Yeah, I mean, looks alright. I actually don't mind this too much. But yeah, this is the Bio Sky. The Bio Sky. They call it Bio Sky. It's not important. They just needed this to make it look cool in the movie. They basically get greeted by the general, which is Niobe from the first movies. She's like 700 years old in this movie because it's been 60 years. So I'm guessing she's like somewhere between 80 and 90 years old. But she's in charge now. And they just have a little talky talk. And also she's like, oh, you went against orders, Bugs, and went to save Neo, even though that's super dangerous and has the possibility to endanger this whole colony. So you go scrub the ship, you also done. Give over your rights to your ship. It's like, oh no, that can't be happening. I wonder if they're gonna kind of rebel and just go out anyways. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Oh no. Anyway, Niobe and Neo having a talky talks. Yeah, it basically says, oh, you got us the one back and went against orders, so we're now donezo with your ship. So go clean it up and fuck off. Yeah, this is where I wrote down in my notes. It's been 1 hour and 20 minutes. 20? What did I say? 1 hour and 20 minutes. 1 hour and 10 minutes. 20. So the only one? I found that really funny because it was so stupid. Anyway, it's been 1 hour and 10 minutes. I don't know why we need Neo back. Or what the immediate threat is. This is where I started to realize, I don't think we're gonna get a big threat, are we? We're just here to get Neo and Trinity out of the Matrix, aren't we? Yeah, because at this point in the movie, Bugs, the only reason we got here is Bugs brought him back because she thought he was still alive. And in the process, she broke a lot of protocols and endangered the colony, which is a bad thing. I want to get this out straight. Bad thing. It's not there's like a super machine rebellion going on and they're in danger and need the one to do some kind of shit. No. The machines were basically minding their own business, trying to survive, I guess. They had those two, and Bugs just went out of her way, endangering the whole colony, getting Neo because he's still alive, and that's it. There's no need for Neo. There's no need that he's here. Like, quite the opposite. They've been doing pretty darn well, as you can see here in a little bit, because they also still show clips from the OG trilogy. So my thought that they were using these to show us he has flashbacks to what has happened, but now it's just a vehicle to show the audience what he's thinking about, or just gives us a flashback to whatever they're talking about. It's just really annoying. But yeah, they have a little drinks, have a little share some pleasantries. They have a little drink. It's like, oh, this is a long way from whatever Doza made back in the day. It's like, oh yeah, we made a lot of progress. And they let me just see that I don't mix these things up. Yeah, Niobe is like 80 years old. So yeah, she shows him their gardens pretty much, which looks like this. And the old lady who's in charge of this gives Neo a strawberry. And he's like, a strawberry? How did you do this? And they say, let me get the quote. Shows them that they're able to grow plants because they used digital code that they retro converted into a DNA sequence. And now they can grow plants. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. I don't know if these words are real. Maybe they are. I don't believe you still. I don't know how you... They live in caves, but they use digital code to make DNA. To convert the digital code into DNA. Do you know how insane that is? That is like insane technology. Like, fuck. But yeah, he's and then Nayo is like, Xeon was in the past, was stuck in a matrix of its own, in a loop, because they were stuck in war, and was always, it has to be them, meaning the machines, or us, meaning humans. But you know, this place has been built by machines and humans. And again, nothing can be evil anymore. You just have, war bad. We made peace with part of the machines, and we built this together because together is great. Yeah. Coexists, yeah. Why? Because they don't give a shit. That's so goofy. And then Neo rightfully asks, what happened to Xeon? And then Niobe says, I was waiting for you to ask that question. And then we get one of the funniest fucking shit some movies do, but also one of the most infuriating things. She is like, I was waiting for you to ask that question. And then we cut and they are in a completely different place, but they continue the conversation as if they were just waiting until they got there to continue the conversation. I never understand how that shit gets through quality checks. But it's fun. That's one of those funny bad things. I was waiting for you to ask the questions, but now we're gonna walk 30 minutes to wherever we go. And now I'm gonna talk more. Yeah, she basically tells him, oh yeah, the energy got scarce for the machines. So they started fighting amongst each other. Fuck off. No, they didn't. They were a hive mind. And if the hive mind sees, oh, there's not enough energy for all of us, I'm gonna deactivate X amount of machines so we have enough power. But apparently they they had like a machine civil war. That's fucking bullshit. That didn't happen. No, I don't believe you. This makes no fucking sense at all. If they quality checked the movie, it wouldn't exist. Yeah. So yeah, somehow they started fighting amongst each other. because they didn't have enough energy. Kind of, it's not happening. But yeah, she says all this. We're fighting against each other. We build this, blah blah blah. She never really says what happened to Xeon. She never actually says it straight out, but I think it got destroyed during some kind of war. Because there's a new power rising or whatever. And I guess Xeon got destroyed. She doesn't say it outright. Unless I missed it in my several rewatches of the scene. I'm pretty sure she doesn't actually say what's with Xeon. If I missed it, please tell me. I'm super curious what happened to Xeon. But yeah, Niobe is like, oh yeah, but also I have to imprison you now because I don't actually know if I can trust you because you've been with the machines for 60 years. So they imprison him into a weird tower that holds for about 1.5 minutes because Exo Morpheus comes through a tube. Actually, surprised I didn't put a timestamp down for this. Hang on, I'll find it. Because it's super weird. Because Neo is in this high fucking tower with a balcony on it. There you go. This is where so he has like this room, which is pretty comfy. It's pretty big. Like, I guess it's not a prison cell. It's more like a surveillanced room. And he's like all the way up there. He's like a balcony you can look out. Like pretty good view actually. It's like a little green down there. Not too bad. Not too bad, I would say. And it's like, oh man, what are we gonna do now? But we got Morpheus just getting sprayed out of this thing, out of this tube. Which I don't know. I don't know how he got in here, really. They say these things have limitations, but they don't really. It's bad. It's like, oh yeah, Bugs was supposed to do the thing with the ship, and it's like, what do you mean supposed to? Oh yeah, they're actually waiting for you to get out of here with us, and they legit just fly up to his window balcony and pick him up, and they leave. And you wonder, oh man, there's no way they're gonna get out. Niobe is probably gonna stop them. She's like, oh, what are they doing? They're doing the thing. And then the gardener lady is like, you don't actually want to imprison him. You just want to let him go. You're happy they out there. And they just let them go out. So this was all fucking pointless. Thank you, movie. I'm really happy you're 2.5 hours long. So yeah, they go back towards the machines. Because Neo needs to talk to Trinity. Because their plan now is, so we finished the part where we got Neo out of the Matrix. So what are we doing now? Neo obviously, Trinity's alive, we need to get Trinity. So this is our mission now. We need to get Trinity. So that's what we're gonna do. We go back close to the machines, land, and go back in to talk to Tiffany / Trinity. So they hook themselves back in, and now you can see again, they definitely come in through the mirror, right? That's what they do, huh? Correct? But later on in the movie, they just come back. We just get a cut. They fly away at some point, and they out of the Matrix. Anyway, I just need to get my bearings here, because this movie is so fucking confusing. a mess. So yeah, I should probably mention, now that I look at my notes, I almost forgot about this. I don't know how this happened because that was like one of the things that really annoyed me while I was watching it. Niobe tells Neo, it's like, oh, I know you want to save Trinity, but I cannot allow it because it's possibly endangering this whole colony. We can't do that. And every hero in their right mind were like, oh yeah, that's fair enough. We probably shouldn't do that. But Neo, the moment he gets the opportunity, it's like, oh, we're gonna go look for Trinity. You're gonna come with us? He's like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So, in your selfish fucking quest, you go to save Trinity, possibly endanger all of Xeon. Not Xeon, Io. So you can do your own shitty fucking quest that is highly possible to fail, and then endanger the colony. Well, gee, thanks, you just ruined another hero. With making them do some selfish fucking bullshit, which in this story doesn't benefit anyone except Neo. They don't need those two. They legit do not need them. There's no threat in this movie that implies we need these two to help us out. It's a selfish fucking dumbass quest to save these two because they are the ones, or he is the one, and this is the one's girlfriend. We need to get them out. That's the whole fucking story. They're not needed, and they're just endangering the colony. That's all they're doing, and it's really infuriating. Brutal, saving what you love, not destroying what you hate or whatever. True. So yeah, now that we are on our way on this selfish fucktard quest, and we just saw that the mirrors are the entry points, I wrote down in my notes, the mirrors are entry points and exits. We saw that. So I think it is pretty reasonable to assume that the mirrors are the entry and exit points, correct? And we also know the size of the mirror doesn't matter. We don't know if just mirrored surfaces count. For now, I'm just going with only mirrors. Why don't you go in to some place that has a mirror in it, like a hand mirror that you can put in your pocket, in your pocket. And if you need to go out, take that out of your pocket, possibly with a little cushioning around it so it doesn't break when you move around. Then you can exit wherever you want. You can just exit wherever the fuck you want. Oh shit, there's 20 agents in the other room. Let me get my pocket mirror. I'm just gonna dive into that. Car side mirror, that's another one. There's a lot of mirrors out there. And you might ask, but what if their goal is nowhere near a mirror? Then I say they can hack doors to wherever they want to go. Just go to a Mirrors R Us first. And then go wherever you want with your stupid door hack machine. Because you legit went from America to Tokyo with one door. You have like super useful shit you can use here. But now we go into this hotel room that has one big mirror. And we have to go back to that mirror, I think. Because the funny thing is, we never see them exit through a mirror ever again after this one scene in the train where Neo goes through. And we only see Neo go through it, not all of them. To be fair, it would look kind of awkward. But yeah. Anyway, changing from phones to mirrors totally kills all stakes. They should have kept it as phones, made it near impossible to escape the Matrix. Yeah, it also made some kind of sense. You had a feeling of where they need to go and what happens. But mirrors is just whatever. But yeah, they go in there. I think they're like in a weird old hotel room. And Agent Smith is waiting there for them. And the operator says, "Oh, it's coded like an agent, but he's not." That's all we get about him. He's like, "Oh, it's like old times, blah, blah, blah." I don't think there's anything useful in this thing. We're just setting up another action scene. Which I think has the... So I couldn't really figure out. It's the French guy from the first one. Was that the guy in the club that gave some girl diarrhea with a cake or something? Because he's here now as a bum, and looks like this, and he's very angry and brings other people to fight for him, and then they all fight, and we get another incredibly messy action scene where you can barely tell what is happening. Not Agent Smith throws Morpheus across the room. No, he throws him across a barrier on the floor. And it's just a weird, messy scene. Can't really tell what's happening. Again, I wish I could tell you how it looks. Then we get a fight between not Agent Smith and Neo, which has a lot of throwbacks to the old fights, like the overhead shot where he does like the punches really fast. We get this one in here. And they have like we get flashbacks and blah blah blah. The fights, like I had hopes for this fight, but it felt super slow and no stakes really. Because they throw each other through brick walls, they punch through pillars and whatnot, but no one really gets damaged. Then Neo starts using his weird force push powers, I guess is what you could call it. Yeah, it's pretty lame. I think he kind of beats him, and that's about it. I call him Mr. Smith because no one acts like an agent in this film. Oh yeah, I mean his character is Smith, but he has a different body. That's why I just call him not Smith. Anyway. This guy was really stupid. Why are you doing this to yourself? And Chad, how dare you? Yeah, get wrecked. So now we get an exposition scene. Neo is going to Tiffany's bike shop. He's like all beat up, and they have a talk. Blah blah blah. I'm here to save you. And then the analyst comes around and puts everything in slow-mo. He's like, "Oh, isn't that ironic? I'm using your own power against you." He like calls it bullet time as well. Like the key to it all, bullet time. This is what I'm doing here. And this is where he tells us the analysts / Neil Patrick Harris convinced the machines to rebuild them in Neo and Trinity for experimentation because they were the anomaly amongst anomalies. Who did you convince? Who did you convince? Like, he convinced the machines? The program convinced the machines? Why? That's nonsense. And it's like, oh yeah, it was super costly. It was like renovating a house, double as expensive and needed double the time. Like, okay, whatever. So they show them rebuild. They rebuild Neo and Trinity into their fleshy forms and put them in those pots I showed you earlier. And apparently every time they simulated them getting together again, the outcome was like terrific. It was like horrible. Like every time things exploded and destroyed stuff. But if they just put you close together without ever being able to reach them, they get a lot of power out of this, I think, is the idea. And it's like, oh, do you ever realize why your kind has nightmares? It's because to maximize the output, because the more we manipulate you, the more we make you feel bad, the more power you create. All right. I guess that's just sci-fi mumbo jumbo, whatever. It's like, yeah, it turns out in my Matrix, the worse we treat you, the more we manipulate you, the more energy you produce. The key to it all, you and her, quietly yearning for what you don't have, while dreading losing what you do. For 99.9% of your race, that is the definition of reality. Desire and fear, baby. Just give the people what they want, right? So apparently they have been the key to it all. And I don't really know why. I don't know if he figured it out through them that this is the case. If you give them nightmares, they make more power and whatever. But yeah, he says Neo and Trinity are the key, but he doesn't really explain why. The exposition dumps in this movie are dumb as shit. Like, I have no idea what's happening. So, he rebuilt Trinity and Neo into their fleshy forms. Got them close-ish together in the Matrix, which is why they see each other in the coffee shops and whatnot. And my best guess on what is happening is these two made him figure out that all this yearning and manipulating creates a lot of power, and since then they've been getting more and more power than ever. That's my best guess. If anyone has a better guess, if anyone wants to correct me, I'm all ears. Let me know in chat. Let me know in the Commentheimers. I'm super curious because I couldn't figure it out. Because later on they say, oh, now that Neo has been taken out of the equation, that destabilized this Matrix, and they want to turn it back to an earlier version of the Matrix. So I don't really understand. I don't know. I think that the creators also didn't know. Okay. Well, that's a shame. But yeah, he starts shooting Trinity, but in slow motion, and you see Neo running towards her to save her in slow motion, but he can't reach. And then he stops the bullet. The analyst does. I was like, you better come back by your own means, or something terrible is gonna happen to her. And then he leaves, stops the bullet time, and they just leave the Matrix and get picked up by a ship from Io and get brought back to Io. and get kind of reprimanded for going against her orders, even though she let them go first. And now Niobe is like, this is not good. I don't like you did that. You're a bad person. You're fired, basically. So yeah, she says to Neo, tells him to not take her captain's agency while never stopping them in the first place. Like, don't take my captain's agency, Neo. Even though she'd never even stopped them themselves. So, fuck off. I don't care what you say. Anyway. They. Let me get a picture real quick. Yeah, they go back to Xeon. And then one of the Synthians comes in. It's like a big bird Synthian thingy. Like this one. Basically brings them a message from some other person in the Matrix, I think. Is what they were trying to tell us. And they hook up into the Matrix, and we get her. She has like a lot of information. We could see her like 2 times in the movie before. She was looking after Neo. She is the daughter of that one guy in the train station. I forgot his name. Do you guys know who I mean? I hope you do, because I legit don't know what he was called. But she's the daughter, and the dad got purged in the purge as well. And she has like because he built the pods Trinity and Neo have been kept prisoner in. Mr. Man. You know what? Let's go with that. I like Mr. Man. And yeah, they basically like, yeah, we need to get him out. Basically, she wants revenge. And because she said that to Niobe, he's like, okay, now we're gonna go save Trinity. I don't know why. I never finished my homework. No, it's a throwback to the old movies. I just don't remember what he was called. Let me see if I can see it with the subtitles on. Let's see, why are you here now? My father, what was you? I know you. I try to keep my eye on you. Yeah, please. Met a long time ago. Sati, my father knew we might meet again. Yeah, she's called Sati. That's her name. I don't remember his name though. Tell me his name. Just call him the father. Yeah. The chief engineer in the Anomalium. I don't know if that was what's it called in the OG. I know, but she also has a well that can look into the real world from the Matrix, I think is the implication. Yeah. She knew this whole time with Trinity and Neo was alive, and she never told Niobe, even though they were friends apparently. I was like, yeah, but the city needed to be built and it was a difficult choice to make. And now that Neo has been ejected or escaped, the Matrix has destabilized. And the Anomalium takes its current only from Trinity, not from both of them. I don't know what that means. That's all they tell us. I wish I could tell you more about this, but I have no idea. And that means a failsafe has been triggered to reset the Matrix back to the previous version. So I don't know if there's like if there were versions in between this one and the one we know, but I would guess there have been multiple versions in between. But that's just my guess. Yeah, the analyst halted the reset, and she says he convinced the authorities that you will soon return voluntarily. So once again, they talk about some authorities and suits and whatnot. Who are they talking about? Did the analyst talk to the machines and tell them that Neo is gonna come back soon? I just don't. There's like this whole other place with machines that has like rules and stuff that we don't know about. But apparently, the analyst convinced them to wait for Neo and halted the reset. So yeah. Yeah, she said should have accepted his losses and devacuated Trinity, but this would have prevented this. That exists for us now. And now Niobe changed her mind completely and is like, I need volunteers for this mission. And Buck's like, I volunteer before she even says that she needs volunteers. And it's like, oh no, you were the only one I would order to do it. And it's like, I also need 2 more. And all of them take a step forward to do the mission. And now we get another insane thing. So Trinity is held in the Anomalium, which is, from what I can gather now, is the place where they hold or held both of them. Both of them meaning Trinity and Neo, which now is only Trinity in it. And she says, as long as we raise no alarms, the first part of the mission should be the easiest. And the guy's like, oh, you mean crossing the fetus plant, sneaking across an entire power plant, and climbing a 2-kilometer tower guarded by thousands of sentinels is the easy part. So this already sounds like it's fucking impossible. But basically all they do is is taking one of the harvesters, kinda hack them, and put exoskeleton Morpheus on it. So remember how they can move within limitations? So he just straight up leaves the ship in his exo form and climbs up the tower. Let me see if I can show you here properly somehow. The exomorph slinky. So apparently they used the exomorph to climb the tower. Or so, man, this is like hard to grasp and explain because it's so fucking stupid. So basically, they capture this harvester. Hang on, where's my picture? There it is. So they've captured this harvester, put Morpheus exoform on it. The harvester crashes a little bit into the shield, which is a thing. But then he just jumps through it. Hang on. So it crashes into, he just jumps right through it. Hang on, I could probably go like bloop. And all that happens is that he misses a bunch of his exoskeleton parts. And then he climbs up a little bit, goes through a little vent with all his exoskeleton parts. And all that happens is 2 of the squid machines get triggered and he disappears into a vent behind this. So this part of the plan was already incredibly easy. I don't know why there wasn't any alarms when that harvester got hacked, or when they reached the outer parameters of this whole place. But that's just how it is. So he basically just exomorphs his way into Neo's pod they saved him out of. And here he is. He's here now. So that's part 1. We did it. That took like 20 seconds. Very, very cool. This still doesn't raise any alarms, by the way. He's just here. He's just chilling. There's no one here to surveillance this area, even though they already lost one of their currents, apparently, and only have one left. There's no bot here to do this. There's no security cameras. There's no scanners. There's no nothing here. He's just here, chilling, and jumping over. Anyway, he jumps over in a slow-mo shot, because we need the slow-mo shot. He climbs on top of the thing, and he opens the devacuator line and disengages the macerators, which apparently are a bunch of things. Hang on. Let me see if I can show you this as well. So he opens these things, blub, 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 which is some kind of pipeline into the thing. I think devacuated. I think this is the part where they normally get thrown into when they die in the real world or whatever. And now we get to something really confusing. So they need to unplug Trinity's body while her mind still remains connected to the Matrix. So she needs a second human brain, or they need a second human brain to what now? To, I don't know, to be a catalyst or something? I know, it makes no sense. Second human brain to implement the bypass. So they need some kind of bypass to get Trinity's body out of there, while Trinity's mind is still active in the real world. I don't even know where to begin with this. I probably go back to this when we get there, because I don't know how this. I just don't know how it works. Anyway, goes to the shield, opens the thing. They need Bug's mind to bypass. Now that they opened the devacuator, which still hasn't raised any alarms, by the way, they just fly in there, no problemo, with all these things. No biggie, it's all good. They're just in there now. 1 human, 2 Synthians, 3 Synthians, sorry. They're just in here now, they're chilling. They have no problems, there's no one coming in here, there's no alarms, no nothing. It's insane how bad the machine security is. I don't believe the security is that bad. But yeah, they cut her out. So apparently it doesn't, well, because she gets transferred out of there, she doesn't need to take the red pill, but it's important that it's her own choice that she wants to leave the simulation. So yeah. Now they're just there. Get another blah blah. So they cut open the pod, they get her out. They open the connector a little bit and start like hacking it with a machine. But the one who's hacking it is the lady who does the mission with a hologram. So you can see she's only a hologram. I think she's still in the Matrix, but she's using some kind of device to hack the bypass into the thing. Yeah, this is the part where it gets kind of hard to explain what is even happening anymore. Because she is accessing the real world from the Matrix via some kind of hologram and a weird machine, and she's hacking into the cable in the back and creates a bypass somehow. So they can transfer Trinity's body out of there into the ship, plug her back in so she can have her body back. All while she's still active in the Matrix, even though there's no mind connected in there anymore. Apparently this bypass should work for this, but they use Bug's mind, but she's not connected to the Matrix while this is happening. And she needs to go back to the ship as well. So I have no fucking clue what is even happening in this place. Sorry. I bypassed the logic. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So while this is all is happening, I'm gonna get comfy. Cause there's still stuff to coom. So Neo goes to the cafe he always talked to Trinity at, and it's full of SWAT people and not agents, just SWAT and police, because he doesn't really use agents, he uses the swarm people, right? And he... No, wait, he gets in there, Neo gets in there, and the analyst is there as well. And Neo's like, if Trinity doesn't come back with us, I'm on the ship. If we don't get what we want, they're gonna unplug me and I'll be donezo. Bug's mind goes where though? I don't know. Metal's ears must be sweaty. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Oh yeah, I haven't even... I hope I can get a shot later. So I think I mentioned it shortly, but the lady who's doing the bypass from the Matrix has a well that has a direct connection to the real world, which you can see through her hologram what she's doing. I think that's the idea. It just works. Don't worry about it. It just works. Right. Also, Neo probably shouldn't tell them that they're close to a ship because the machines could get them because they have to be pretty close. Yeah. Neo's like, all I want is talk to Trinity. They get her in here. Also, all the people from the ship get in here. Let themselves be completely surrounded by all the SWAT teams instead of using proper tactics or whatever. It's just a really bizarre scenario. This is like a jam-packed cafe full of policemen and SWAT people. And because the analyst likes Test, he agrees and gets Trinity over here. All while this is happening, we see her finishing the bypass? Is that the next thing? Yes. So they finished the bypass, which looks like this. Hang on. Blah, 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 blah. Where's the picture? Give me the picture. So they opened this up a little bit, and she has like little arm thingies that do like bleep 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 bleep. That's what they do, and they use this as a bypass somehow. So she finishes that, which apparently was incredibly hard. I don't know why or how. I don't know why she can do this. I don't know whether this is a thing that can be do. So yeah, the bypass is ready. Bugs asks, what do we do now? We wait. Because they have to wait for Trinity to make the decision to leave. So yeah, she arrives at the cafe. They have a little talk. It's like, if I was there, I could tell you what was the real. she still kind of thinks this is all a game. And it's like, what if I'm not Trinity anymore? It's basically we're going for the big old fake out. And her family comes around as well. It's like, oh, we need to leave because one of the children needs to go to the hospital because she gets hit by something or whatever. And she starts to leave. And everyone is sad. Like, oh man, time to die, Neil. They're about to unplug him. And Chad is like, Tiffany, like look how angry he is. Look what a Chad he is. This is Chad, this is her husband. This is Tiffany's husband. You can actually see it very well because you schleems are in the way. And she's like, no. Stop calling me Tiffany. My name is Trinity. And then she punches her husband to shit because he was activated for the swarm mode. And then a big old brawl ensues. And he's like, Neo, Trinity. And we get like a big old brawl in the cafe, which is really hard to look at because it's just a fucking mess. It is a real fucking mess. Also, Neo does his whoosh powers. Whoosh. See, that was cool, right? That was epic. Because that's what we needed. I don't know what else to say. It just happens. And then they start fighting here. And the analyst's like, oh, that's a fucking mess. And it's just like, I'm just gonna activate my bullet time. Fuck you all. Because that's what I could do, and you're all powerless. And I'm just gonna kill Trinity and shoot her in the face. And then who comes to the rescue? Agent Smith. Like, not Smith, but you know, the guy who plays Smith in this. Because he can use the same bullet time or just ignore the bullet time the analyst uses and yeets him across the room and stops the bullet time. Don't ask me why. He just can, because we need someone to save the day. Okay? Get over it. And yeah, we get this big brawl. It's just a fucking mess. Again, see if you can find clips of the fight scenes in this. I'm sure they're online somewhere, but they're so ugly. They're hard to look at. There's not a lot to see. It's just really bad. It's really bad. So yeah, Smith stops them, and now we need to use the bypass somehow. So I don't really. Let me see. So they basically put like a multi-connector on this thing, put it in there, and then they put it into bugs. And now they are connected. It's like a multi-outlet for power or something. So this is the bypass they use. I'm having a hard time explaining it. We get like a scene where they change forms almost, like to show that they're like in the same mind right now. Then they fight. I mean, I guess it's a fight. It just looks really weird. And then they disconnect Trinity from the pod. and they put in a man. This makes no fucking sense. I tried so hard, but it still doesn't make sense. So they put in this multi adapter, I'll call it. Put one into Bug, put the other one into the multi adapter. They have a little tism. We're the same mind. They rip out the one out of Trinity and put into Trinity one from this guy. This guy has a connector. I don't know what it does, but that's what they put into Trinity. And then rip out Bug's one again, and I guess that's done. Yeah, it has like a blue connector or something. See if I can find this real quick. It's like a special connector. Hang on, I went too far back. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't put a timestamp down for that. Yeah, see? They have like a blue RGB connector for this, and then they go like this, like, I'm suffering or something, and then they put this in, and I guess that's enough to keep her awake long enough in the Matrix for the transfer to happen. And only then they get swarmed with squids, because it took them this long to realize what was happening. Good job, machines. You did it. Good fucking job. You're the man. Anyway, that's what they do. They're already gone when this happened, by the way, so don't worry about it. Exo Morpheus is leaving. Neo and Trinity trying to reach each other, with the full cafe being swarmed still. More flashbacks, how they hug and kiss in the first ones. It's really cringe, and then they touch their hands, and the mega powers unite, and we get weird VLC artifacts. That's nice too. So yeah, they're finally united. Yay! We did it. And then Neo's like, initiate swarm, and then Smith shoots him. And then Smith does his weird trick from the first one the agent used, where they just swap characters. And Smith is gone. That's Smith for this movie. Wasn't he cool? Yeah, I agree he wasn't. So yeah, they activated the swarm. They have a chase scene. I don't think there's a lot more happening, actually. They need to get out of the Matrix now, obviously. So again, if they only would have taken a mirror with them. But no, they have like a weird car chase. Trinity gets her motorcycle, picks up Neo, and just ditches all the other ones that came here for her. They just here out of their own devices. And they just shoot all the civvies, because the analyst initiated swarm mode. The Synthians are going back to the ship pretty much without a hitch. They just leave, and we're out. So the machines are not a threat in this movie anymore. They apparently don't give a shit of what happened. They put Trinity in the ship, lock her into the Matrix. Signal is strong. We have a bunch of chasing stuff happening. Neo is punching people while Trinity is driving. Neo is using a bunch of his force push powers to push people around. the other guys from the ship are in a car, start shooting people, driving around. I don't know why they're not using the mirrors in the car to get out of the Matrix. Maybe they have to use the mirror that they came in from. I don't know. No one knows. They only show us to get in and only once to get out. But I don't know. Just a really lame action chase scene where they, I guess, try to get out. At some point, the swarm mode activates people in buildings and they start jumping out of the fucking window trying to dive bomb Neo and the others as basically bombs. It's pretty funny, actually. They just fall from the skies and just splurge on the ground as green Matrix goop. Neo still doing force pushes. It's just find it. I would love to just show the whole thing just to convey how lame this is. They're all just doing the thing in the real world. It's like, oh, they're suffering, and Bugs like, put me in so I can save them, and then Bugs goes in and saves them. Then the swarm stops and says, oh no, they're leading them into a kill zone, and there's helicopters that are shooting rockets. And Neo just uses his force push shield to shield Trinity and himself. They go up to a roof where they have to fight two of the helicopters. Oh wait, first they're waiting for the elevator, and we get Neo's cool ting 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 bullet stopping. Whoa! So cool. He does that a lot in this movie. The whole force powers, he uses them a lot. It's not as meaningful. He can just do that. But he can't fly anymore because, I don't know, he just can't. And they're on the roof. He stops the bullets from the helicopter miniguns. The one helicopter shoots a rocket. Neo uses his force push to push the one rocket into the other helicopter. The helicopter crashes into the side of the building. We get the wavy explosion on the side. So even this fight scene has like a lot of throwback BS going on. And it's like, oh, look, it's the sun. Look how nice this looks. It's so epic. You know, like, oh, there's no way up. We just need to jump. And they kiss, then they jump off the building. And like, oh, Neo is gonna fly away with them. But nope. Trinity is the one who's flying this time because Neo just can't do it anymore, I guess. I don't really know what is happening here, but yeah, Trinity is the one who is doing the flying now. See, she's just right there doing the flying. And they're like, oh, let's get out of here, bye. And then they fly up into the sky and they get disconnected from the Matrix and they're all off out of the Matrix. And they did it. They just fly off. They did it. We never see the other ones getting properly saved. They get saved out of the car, but they're still surrounded by hundreds, if not thousands, of swarm bots. But don't worry. They all survived. Like, they just all survived. No one died in this movie. Everyone survived. Yeah. So apparently there's now a version of the Matrix that is still running, and Trinity and Neo gonna give the analyst a visit. Look, whoosh, flying Matrix code. Whoa! They fly now. They indeed fly now. And then they beat him up a little bit, and it's heavily implied Neo and Trinity are now in charge of the Matrix because they snip and heal the analyst after they beat him up, and they can do everything they want, he says. So Trinity and Neo are now in charge of the Matrix somehow. And that's it. That's the movie. We're done. Yeah. We did it. That's the whole movie. So America is now Minecraft creative mode. Apparently, yeah. At least for those two. So I'm not really sure what the fuck this was. I don't know. I didn't watch this on purpose. I hate you for explaining the movie to me. Sorry. So basically you loved it. Obviously. Wasn't that obvious? So yeah, pretty pointless if you ask me. There's no threat. The only threat is that they could fuck up the rescue mission, which is kind of pointless because they were kind of doing pretty well. They were doing okay. And then Bugs was like, yeah, but I found Neo though. And I saved him. Yeah, but you jeopardized the whole colony for that. And now he's here. And now what? Well, now we need to save Trinity. Yeah, but that's super dangerous too. You could fuck up the whole colony. Yeah, we're still gonna do it though, lol. And then they do it. And then the train station girl is like, yeah, I knew they were still alive, but I never told you, Lamau. And for some reason, Niobe is like, yeah, fine, okay, we'll do it. And then they do it, and now they're both free, and fuck knows what's next. I don't know. There was no reason for them to save them except for the reason that they're alive still. I mean, noble that she would do it, but seems like considering the risks that we had, I don't feel like it was very worth it. This could have gone very badly, and then Io would have been fucked. I still don't understand. I tried to pay attention. I listened to the exposition scene with the analyst and Neo probably 5 times. And I still don't know what the point was for him to rebuild them and do his testing. I don't know. But yeah, that's the movie. I did my best. I'm sure you could do a lot more with it in terms of criticizing it and going through it properly. I did my best on this format, but man, this movie is a big old mess. It is a big old mess, and I will never watch it again. I watched it with homie, and it took us 5+ hours to get through it with how many times we had to pause and be like, what the fuck is happening? And I do not blame you. That's what I did on my own. Yeah. I don't have anything else written down. I hope I conveyed it well enough to tell you guys how awful this piece of shit movie is. Let's see. If you got any questions, Chad, let me just hit me up. Let me know. Go ahead. Would you say that Neo going after Trinity, putting Io at risk as a character assassination? Yes, absolutely. That's what I was trying to say with this little tidbit in the when he left. because he was just like, yeah, okay, fuck the other people. I'm just gonna get my girlfriend back, even though that's not a risk they should have taken at all. That was a huge risk to take, and I don't think they should have done it. They shouldn't even have freed Neo, to be honest. They just shouldn't have done it at all. It's, nah. I missed the first 30 minutes. Can you repeat everything verbatim? Okay, hang on. Jacob, what you bring me? Mutal, Matrix Regurgitations, Jacob, Coxdeagle. Coxdeagle, yeah. Do you get the idea that this movie is a critique of soft rebooting a franchise like RM, half in the back take? I didn't watch their whole video. I know what they mean. I don't really care about this. I just, even if it is, it still makes for a horrible movie. It's just a horrible movie experience overall. I mean, they do like the whole, because they mentioned Warner Brothers in the Matrix universe. And apparently it was like a real thing that happened. They would have made another Matrix with or without them. So, yeah, I don't know. I still need to watch their whole video, but I don't know. I don't really care about this meta stuff they were doing. I just found it pretty cringe, to be honest. Freed Neo, I mean, they gave him a jail cell with a balcony. Made Bugs freed them. Because Niobe wasn't in for the whole freeing Neo after all. Yeah. Yeah. It might be legit, but just because it is doesn't mean it's to the theme or a good movie. Yeah. But the thing is, Mike, I think, said he enjoyed it. He doesn't necessarily said it was a good movie. Bugs, a Matrix story. Do it, please. No, stop it. Do you get points for just telling the audience about meta stuff in the movie? You don't have to be clever or subtle, just say it. It's always a form of execution. I think depending on the movie, you can just straight up say it, I think. I don't know in which context that would work, though. I would need to think about it. But this was just straight up saying the Warner Bros. Stuff and then just mentioning in a montage, like, oh, this is X theory people had. So, yeah. Pretty lame. Hero, please. God, no, please. Any metal is good metal. No gametism stream after this. No, I'll probably just chill for the rest of the night now. You'll be getting a Fringo stream in, I think, around an hour and a half ish. So you can look forward to that. But yeah, I think that concludes this stream. I hope you enjoyed this little commentary, my breakdown, I guess you could say. I mean, that's what I call it in the title, so I should probably say that. Anyway, you can expect another one this week because I didn't do one last week. This is the one that was supposed to be last week, but this movie took way longer to put into a consumable place. I'll probably go for something lighter for next one because I don't want to watch a monstrosity like this again. Yeah, I'm not decided yet what I'm gonna do, but should be something fun, I think. Maybe I'll get someone on. Maybe I'll ask someone if he wants to watch a movie. I think Parkus wanted to watch a movie with me. We'll see. I'll let you all know on the Twitter machine. Links to that are in the description. Also, links to my streams are in the description. I should be resuming my normal streaming regularly starting tomorrow because I am back from vacation. I wasn't really gone, but I was just having vacation, just taking it easy a little bit. So yeah, more Dark Souls as of recording this tomorrow. And yeah, You'll find everywhere you can find me. You should find in the description. And yeah, thanks all for coming in, hanging out, enjoying the tisms. You know how it is. Thanks for the company. And I think that's it. I'll catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.